Hey everyone, my name is Rich Ward. That's my mug you see there in the picture. If I look less than happy in this picture, it's because I am. You know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I gotta say that's true. A little bit of history about this picture. Uh, that's me standing on the deck of the USS George Washington, and the body of water we're in right there is known as the ditch, or otherwise the Suez Canal. Prior to being there, of course, we were in the Mediterranean, and we were on Liberty, just yucking it up with the locals, having a good time. You know, having a few drinks, sightseeing. It really was a great time. And then we got rounded up back on the boat. Had orders to deploy to the Persian Gulf. So everybody's back on the ship. And next thing you know, we just hauling ass across the Mediterranean. I never seen an aircraft carrier move that fast in my life. I mean, you could have water skied behind the damn thing. Um, so here we are, just moving like you wouldn't believe. And of course, it was during the nighttime, so we're trying to get some sleep. And of course, we slept at the back of the boat, and our racks were right above the screws. So as you can imagine, with the churning and all the turbulence from the screws, just a hauling butt, I didn't sleep very well. So, anyways, in this picture, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's about probably 85 to 90 degrees. So you're just waking up and you're sweating already. You know what I mean? And behind me, you're seeing what's looked like Egypt, I think. But anyways, I'm just not a happy camper in that picture. One of the guys ended up snapping it, and I saw it afterwards. I'm like, oh man, I'll look back on that and have a story or two. But anyways, the reason I didn't get I'm just wanted to share with you a little bit about what myself and a few other vets have done. We've created a network called the Veterans Network, okay? And so we wanted to share a little bit about the Veterans Network with everyone and what we're doing with it. We're doing some really good things with it, and so we wanted to share it with everyone. Uh, the Veterans Network, okay, was again founded by myself and some other veterans, ex-military officers, senior enlisted. We have top-notch leadership running the Veterans Network, and we support veterans and their families. And even if you're not a veteran, you can still participate in the Veterans Network, unlike these other organizations such as like the Legion and the VFW and so forth. They're great organizations. Don't get me wrong. We just decided to do something maybe a little different and really help out some military families and non-military families as well. So we're always looking to grow our leadership and take us to the next level. So veterans, ex-military officers, senior enlisted, step up to the plate, learn more about what we're doing. You're going to love it. Give us a call, 1 800 679 7042, extension 2560. Just leave your name and number, best time to call. We don't have, a form where, you put in your email, click submit. Typically, when you do that, you're opting into somebody's autoresponder and they bombard you with email after email after email nonstop. Well, we don't do that. If you're interested, give us a call. If you're not, we're not going to bombard you to death with some autoresponder sending canned messages. Okay, it's just not how we operate. Oh, let's see here. If I can get this program to work right. Well, yeah, there we go. And is it going to switch for me? There it is. Okay. Technology sometimes doesn't want to work right. The Veterans Network, okay, again, was founded by veterans for supporting veterans and their families. I see so often our boys come home from, the Iraq and Afghanistan and so forth, even the Vietnam vets and that, and they need help that our government just isn't giving them. And so they need a means to an end. In other words, some of them aren't even employable when they come back. They've got a lot of issues, and God bless them. I mean, they gave the oath, and they're out there on the front lines, and the least we can do is get their back when they come back home. You know what I mean? So even if you're not a veteran, you can still join, support us, support our nation's veterans. We support the veterans through what is known as Operation API. Okay, and that's just a short term that I've coined to basically shorten up this phrase, Alternative Purchasing Initiative. That's really what it stands for. Uh, and most veterans organizations, okay, they hold fundraisers, etc., for revenue, and we don't. Okay, all of our funding for our helping veterans and so forth comes from the Alternative Purchasing Initiative, or API, Operation API. And I'm going to get to that here in just a second about what all that means. Uh, we support our veterans through the purchase of everyday products that we use, and each of us buys on a weekly, monthly basis, whatnot. We all brush our teeth, take a bath, clean our house, consume vitamins. Ladies wear makeup, take part in the lotions and so forth. Complete line of that. And we have over 350 everyday products that are made in America. How about that? Okay, and not only that, but they're chemical free. Great products. You gotta try them out. You'll love them. So why would you shop with the Veterans Network, exclusive network provider, over where you normally shop? Well, it's obvious. You're going to support for veterans. Okay, you be using American-made products. You create American jobs. Okay, which we are, and revenue sharing. Revenue sharing is a big part of what we do. Okay, let's look at revenue sharing, how it works. First, we're going to look at in comparison and contrast the two, and you can see which one that you would rather be a part of. I mean, if you don't want to partake in what we're doing, that's fine. But here's the traditional business model, and most people don't even really probably think of it like this. But each of these big three, okay, you got the distribution outlets, you got television and radio and print, manufacturers such as P&G, Johnson and Johnson, Procter and Gamble. Here's some few others. But here you are, me, everyone else, right? The customer. Okay, we don't share in the revenue. Only they share in their own little world, their own little revenue thing. There's no synergy here in this model for us, the customer, and that's for everybody, not just veterans. You only get to spend to support these guys' bottom line. That's it. With the Veterans Network, here we are, okay, and we shop through the Veterans Network exclusive manufacturer and provider. Next thing you know, we're revenue sharing. We get a percentage, 7 to 20% of every purchase that's made, and not just the Veterans Network itself, but each of its members. Okay, so this can really add up significantly for a military vet, to the point where it turns into full-time income. I mean, you don't even have to get another job, and like I say, many just aren't employable anyway for handicap reasons and whatnot. But we're supporting veterans. Products are made in the USA. Higher quality products. This has got to be a higher quality product and beat these guys hands down, flat out, no questions asked. Otherwise, it doesn't even make sense for me to even be doing this video and talking to you, right? Which they are. You got to get these products. You got to try them. Get them in your household. You're gonna love them. And not only that, but they're cheaper than this crap that they sell over here. And not only that, but all this stuff is made in China, Mexico, as you see over here. Ours isn't, okay? Right here in the USA, that's what we're talking about. Greater savings, better value than products from these other countries, Korea, Mexico, China. The products are shipped directly to you with no middleman. How about that, huh? I don't think it gets any better than that. That's all we're doing is we're simply switching stores. We're buying products that we normally buy anyway every month, okay? And we're supporting our veterans. There's no new money being spent. This is what people have to grasp here. You're spending this money anyway with Walmart, Target, your local grocery store, wherever you're buying your products, okay? And they're inferior products compared to what we have. Ours cost less, and like I say, you're spending the money anyway, so you might as well support and take care of our own, huh? How about that? Give us a call, 1-800-679-7042. We'd love to talk with you, especially if you're looking for a leadership role. We welcome everyone. Give us a call. We're growing membership, and word is spreading like a California wildfire. And I'll tell you what, we are growing by leaps and bounds, and we do need some good, solid senior leadership. Give us a call, and we'll be glad to talk with you. Thanks for listening to my yap for the last 8.5 minutes.